We are having a guest here, and as we promised you very earlier on, remember Dr. Ekrah Ndungu. She is here today, the CEO of the Germany Institute of Professional Studies. We're going to be talking to her on the home of African music. She's going to be telling us more about herself, what is she doing here in Germany, and the journey that she has actually having women in leadership. I always appreciate this at all, and I'm always saying each and every time when we get a chance to talk to some of them, it's an honor. Welcome to our studios today, Dr. Ekrah, right? Ekrah Ndungu.
Dr. Ekrah Ndungu is my name. CEO, German Institute of Professional Studies.
Okay.
German Institute of Professional Studies is based in the capital of Kenya, in Nairobi. That is the capital of Africa.
Capital of Africa. That's how most of them know it. You're not wrong, actually.
Yes, the capital of Africa. And or the New York of Africa.
The New York of Africa.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
And I'm also in further leadership. I am the chairperson of the Association of the Private Colleges in Kenya,
Right.
Kenya National Association of Private Colleges. I am the chair.
Dr. Ekrah Ndungu. The doctor. We want to know the title doctor, where it came from.
The title doctor comes from, I'm an educationist. So of course, as an educationist, you keep on going back to school.
Okay.
You also keep on impacting the society.
Yes.
So I have honorary doctorates for my work.
All right.
And the many things that I've been able to do over the years. And some of the things have been to help a lot of Kenyans emigrate to Germany.
Help a lot of Kenyans immigrate to Germany.
That is one of the many things.
Right.
And also lobbying for the TVET space.
Okay.
I was the Secretary General. That is since the year 2014. That is when in Kenya, a lot of people were going for degree programs.
All right.
At least you're here in Germany, you know the importance of vocational training.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yes,
That's
so
it.
we were producing a lot of jobless people in Kenya because everybody was going for degrees for jobs that do not exist.
Sure.
So as an association, we lobbied for the space of TVET.
Right.
Yes.
So what brings you to Germany right now? The Euro 2024, or you came for holiday?
Not the Euro 2024. I really actually wanted to watch a live match, but I could not get a ticket.
Why?
Unfortunately.
Okay.
So I'm sure perhaps if I talked to you, you'd have gotten me a ticket in Stuttgart.
All right.
But I was in a meeting in Netherlands,
Okay.
in Amsterdam. I had a meeting there with the correct book.
Okay.
Then one of the things that I do, I am a board member of several organizations and an advisor.
Okay.
So there is a company coming to Africa that I advise. So
get it.
I had a meeting in Amsterdam and I had a conference in Munich, the future of education. I mean, the space of education, so sharpening our skills is important so that we can be able to understand what is the future of education with AI. So we had a conference in Munich.
I love that. Were you able to mention the name of the company, or we just leave it there?
Research links.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not research links.
Yes.
Many want to know about the German Institute of Professional Studies. You know, when somebody said about the German Institute of Professional Studies, we all think that it's only teaching German language. Do you have courses that are being offered there?
Yes, we have several other courses that are offered, but our mother training is German language.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
That is our primary course.
Let's leave it at there. Let's switch to, because now you have brought me to go to the Kenya National Association of Private Colleges.
Yes.
Where you are the chairperson.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Kenya National Association of Private Colleges is the umbrella body of the private TVETs in Kenya. The private TVETs in Kenya are about 1,600, and the government TVETs are about 240. That is the public TTIs. That is what you used to call the Kenya Polytechnics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our private TVETs, they cut across, so many of them. So they are the members of the association.
Okay.
Yes. So our work as an association is to lobby to government and also to represent the members in government and also to communicate with government on behalf of the members. If we have any issues, if there are policies coming up, we
Yeah.
step in as an association, we participate in the drafting.
Okay.
As an association, we also participated in the drafting of the Kenya strategy for TVET, that is 2015. We've participated in the TVET reforms in the country, each and every journey. Right now, we are copying the model, the German model, Ausbildung.
Yeah,
In Kenya, we are starting the dual training. So as an association, we've participated in the drafting of the dual policy in Kenya.
How do you think to do this? Because it is something that will be very, very, very new to Kenyans.
Yes.
Talking of the current system that Kenyans are actually right now learning, how do
The
you call it? The
CBC.
CBC,
Yes.
which has brought them from point A to point B. Most of them have not yet fully come to it from the 844 that most of us took. How do you guys tend to bring this to work?
It is supposed to be integrated because CBC is actual learning,
Yeah.
that is practical learning, and also students are able to choose what they are good at
Yeah.
along the
Along
way.
the way, yeah.
Like what happens here in Germany,
Sure.
that your grade is not what matters, but what you can be able
What
to
you can
do.
be able to do.
Yes,
That's
that
it.
is it's a very good model because the students can be able to drop what they are not good at.
That's it.
By the time they get to grade 6. Then from there, they're supposed to go to junior secondary school. Then from there, the pathway, either they can go to TVET, they can either go to university, or they can go to work, just like now how it's supposed to be here. So the TVET model is supposed to be able to integrate the CBC students because you're supposed to, I know companies, it is not easy.
It's not
like
easy, huh?
here in Germany, it's normal.
Yeah.
But a hotel will have Ausbildung students, you will have Ausbildung students in hospitals.
Yeah.
But in Kenya, it will take some time for them to accept that I can have students at my place of work who are learning, and I pay them a little
A little bit.
salary,
To get
salary
their own salary. Yeah,
to
right.
get their own salary.
Sure.
And this is not attachment, it's apprenticeship where they're supposed to learn at the same time. So even to get the trainers, it will be a journey for Kenya.
True
because
that.
Germany, I think, has done it 200 years.
Yeah,
So we are
they
just
have-
starting it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, so it will be a journey for Kenya, but with embracing and with the benchmarking and getting to learn, and with the goodwill of the government, and the being able to explain to parents that this is important, so that we stop producing jobless Kenyans.
That's true.
Because the education system has been accused of producing half-baked graduates.
A lot.
A lot. And you see people graduating, 10,000 of them, but they have no jobs. Everybody's graduating with the business administration.
Yeah.
Everybody's graduating with the economics. But the work that is available perhaps is hospitality and healthcare.
That's it.
That is the leading career today in IT. So when people are able to work and they are able to go to college at the same time, it will also help them for the job market. It's a very good thing if Kenyans can be able to embrace.
A very good one. For those who are here, they know what you're talking about, actually.
Yes, for those who are living in Germany, they know it's a good thing.
Yeah.
For those who are in Kenya, they just they don't know the importance of apprenticeship.
That's
They
it.
don't know the importance of dual kind of training. The companies also, it's not easy, but it will take the goodwill of the government also,
Sure.
because they need to give these companies, maybe they need to appeal to them, maybe by giving them tax holidays, tax cuts, something that will make them want to keep
to
us
do that, yeah.
want to do that. Because why should I train somebody? And I spent they spent 2 years in my organization, and I'm not assured that this person will work.
Yeah.
So there needs to be something that will make the organizations want to work.
I want to summarize that point on to ask, how long do you think this can go on for all this to be implemented? Because right now, checking on the budget that we are running on, checking that for the government that we are right now having in Kenya and all that kind of stuff, maybe an approximate.
If the government has the goodwill of the private sector, this can run very fast.
Okay.
Because if you wait for government to implement something, it's like running after a tractor.
That's true. That's true.
You will
That's
take
true.
forever.
That's
so
true.
if the government supports private sector will be able to hasten this implementation.
Sure.
Because already we have private institutions that can be able to invest
in this, yeah.
You get. We have private hospitals, they can invest in good trainings
Yeah.
for the nurses
True.
through their hospitals. But now the problem is you have government that is not supporting the student because students are not given loans like the help. They cannot access help loans. You know, the cost of living in the country is also a challenge. Then if this student does not even know these institutions exist because the institutions are registered by government, but the government does not place students in the private institutions.
True.
So you have everything as private sector. We can be able to help government. Every year we are producing between 750,000 graduates to 1 million graduates every single year. But these graduates do not have information. Who else has the machinery to reach out to all these people? It's government.
The government.
But the people, maybe they have no interest or they don't even understand.
I think they don't understand or they don't get informed. That's my take sometimes.
They are always doing benchmarking. They are always coming to these countries for benchmarking.
That's true. But now the government needs to pull up its socks because it has to inform its people what is going on.
Exactly, because they are, like now, we have an agreement as a country, a bilateral agreement of labor between Kenya and Germany. Are Kenyans aware about that?
Not many of them.
Not many
Very
of them.
few of them.
Just a few who live in Germany. They know, so they can be able to tell a few people. But the rest, they don't. They don't know. Because the channel and the process of this information. So they'll go back home and tell them, you don't have to learn German. Das ist unmöglich. You can't survive in Germany if you cannot speak German.
That's true. I actually last week the podcast the show is on YouTube where we were talking about the opportunity card that Germany government has implemented.
Exactly.
And I gave actually each and every stage that someone is supposed to follow to get the opportunity card. As we said, for those in Germany, they know about it. For those who are in Kenya, they have not gotten the information.
They don't know about it, and they also don't know that they need a particular amount of money to be able to apply for that. So if there are, then what other option do I have? Because that is information that they need to know. They need to know that it's also not easy to get accommodation in Germany.
That's true.
So you either need to get a program that can bring you here in a way that you can afford as a Kenyan.
As a Kenyan, true.
Because that is the information that they require. And actually, you're doing a good job as Radio R.
Thank you.
Because this is one way of relaying information. There is even somebody living here in Germany but has no idea.
Has no idea, True that.
True
that. How do you balance? You lead organizations. How do you balance this with your normal life?
There is something that we call the 15-minute rule.
15-minute rule. I need to write it down. Yes.
15-minute rule is a rule of leadership. That anything you do, you can give it 15 minutes in a day, and it will be enough.
Okay.
Because
I need to know that. I'm lacking behind.
Because if I am the chair of the association, I don't have to carry the association at my back.
True that.
Because I have a board. So I need to distribute the assignments to the board members. If there is a conference, I don't have to attend each and every conference as the chair.
True.
That is one of the challenges that we have of African leadership, that if you are the leader, you have to do everything. If there is a conference with the CS, I have to attend because I am the chair. If there is another one, if there is a committee, maybe a sector committee to be sat in, I have to sit because I'm the chair. No. I have 9 board members. Those 9 board members, those are 9 CEOs.
Yes,
because
true.
They're directors.
They're directors,
Yes, they're directors in their own way. So everybody can back the assignment. When it comes to paperwork that needs to be done, I have an administrator who is my direct PA for the association. So he's able to do all the work. And also to build leadership and to build other leaders, because as a leader, you should be able to build leaders.
Other leaders, sure.
As a leader, you have failed if you've not produced more leaders.
More leaders.
So this administrator can even sit in board meetings on my behalf. So that he can also grow. So I don't have to be there all the time. So it makes work easy. Delegation. Doing work through others.
Delegation. That is the word I've been looking for the whole time.
Yes.
Delegating.
As a CEO, you should have free time. Your work is to supervise what you expect.
That's it.
It is not to keep on meddling and to keep on micromanaging. Otherwise, you're going to have a trough. You're going to have migraines each and every day.
I love that. I love that. In simple words, what's a good leader?
A good leader is one who produces other leaders, and a good leader is a leader who has got influence. Because as a leader, if you're walking and nobody is following you, that means you're just taking a walk in the park.
True.
So as a leader, you need to have people who believe in you and who believe in your cause and who can walk behind you.
I love that.
And people who can wake up and say, I am because of so-and-so, then that means you're a leader.
I know one skill of that is very important when it comes to leadership, which is emotional intelligence.
Yes, I am an emotional intelligence coach because that is one.
Talk about that. I want to take you through all this so that the listeners can understand very well what you're talking about here. Not only leadership, not only being a CEO, but tell us more about that. Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence is being able to understand other people's emotion and also to lead yourself, self-leadership. To regulate yourself, that is self-regulation.
Yeah.
It is very important. And emotional intelligence is more important than IQ. We go to school for IQ. You get very good degrees, you get very good papers, you get your doctorates and everything. You get your job because of the papers. But what sustains you in leadership or in your job is emotional intelligence. That is why, as a leader, you will not slap the 𝗔𝗗𝗙𝗘𝗡𝗡 because you can control your anger, you can control your emotions.
True.
You don't hoot at people just aimlessly. You also don't talk without thinking, without taking it through the steps.
Sure.
So you don't do garbage out as a leader. At the same time, you also don't have to respond to everything, because you've got emotional intelligence, so you don't become a keyboard warrior.
Yeah, true.
You don't do thoughtless acts.
Yes.
Because those are some of the reasons why great men fall. Great men fall because of lack of emotional intelligence.
True. How do you get into business strongly enough?
One way of getting into business is if you have a calling for the same. Your business is supposed to be solving a problem.
Okay.
That is the first thing.
All right.
And if your business is a solution for other people, then it's going to be easy.
Okay.
Then it is also good, I also talk from the career perspective, because we are living in an era whereby there is an influx of people thinking that entrepreneurship is the way. Not everyone who can be an entrepreneur.
Sure.
There are certain personalities that are easy for somebody to become an entrepreneur. If you are somebody who loses hope very fast, then business is not for you.
True that.
If you are a person who is not getting out there and keep on trying and trying all the time, then business is not for you.
Yes.
There are several personalities. We have what we call the dominant personality, an influencer, a complacent, and so when you talk about that and that's a steady personality, there are personalities that it is okay to be in employment.
Sure.
And there is nothing wrong to be in employment if you can thrive in that area, if you are cut out for that. Because sometimes we talk about business leadership, we talk about business, until we make the people who are in employment feel like they are doing something wrong.
True. True.
Some even quit employment to go into business, and then they get frustrated.
True that. True that.
So it is important for people to understand that there are two types. There is what we call entrepreneurship. These are people who are full-time, they go out there and they work. And they run their own businesses and they thrive in it. And sometimes you can also fail in it. Then there is what we call intrapreneurship. Intrapreneurship, this is somebody who can work in an organization and thrive in their career and become, because these are people who can only work in systems.
Sure.
Remember, when you're running your own business, it's not a must you run with a system. You do what can be done now. But when you're working in a corporation, there are systems that are set. There are resources that are available for you. And I have a good example for people. In my country, this is Kenya, we used to have the former CEO who was really thriving, the late Bob Collymore.
Yeah, true.
The late Bob Collymore did fantastic job with Safaricom. That is intrapreneurship. Dr. James Mwangi has done a fantastic job with Equity.
Yeah.
So there are several people who are in employment, but they are also thriving. Because these are people whose personality allows them to work where there are systems. They can be able to go. They can have a huge team that is supporting their ideas. Remember, when you go in entrepreneurship, sometimes you may start as an individual. So you may be your own watchman in Africa. You will be your own secretary. You will be your own marketer. You will be your own advisor. You will be your own accountant. So that is so much at a go. So, and when you get into business, also don't carry your business in your bag. This is also another, this is why you find a lot of business people, they really get tired of the business because they can't let go. They can't even go to the toilet because they are afraid that
something has to go wrong.
Something will go wrong. Because speed of trust is the first thing that you need as a business person. You need to trust people. There is something that we say in marketing. We say that suspects are on the streets.
Suspects are on the streets.
Yes. They are not where you are. So that you are able to trust the people that are around you.
True.
So if you cannot trust the people that are around you, it will be very difficult to do business. And some of us who grew up in Africa, you know, business people who would always have their business key in the pockets. Even when they fall sick, the business falls sick.
True that.
It is also important, if you are in diaspora, when you start a business, do not start a business from hearsay. That this is doing well. And also... You
mean you start a business in Kenya where you are here? Or what?
No, hearsay.
Here, okay.
Or
okay.
Somebody told you that going to China is what is the in thing.
Now I get it.
You get? Then you rush the same. Then remember, you're living at a place whereby people tell you almost 90% truth. I don't want to say 100%, but we are talking about honesty. If somebody tells you it's Wednesday, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, yeah.
And if there is a cancellation, then I will say it in advance.
Yeah.
If I am in Europe. Remember, some even really get tweeted by their own relatives. Because you set up something, you set up a hardware, they tell you it is not selling, there are no customers, thieves came, and there is nothing that you can be able to do. You are in Germany, you can't catch the next flight.
That's it.
So this is why we are saying, if you have to set up something, set up something that does not involve you all the time.
True.
There are several ways of investing. You can either invest in real estate, trusted
real estate.
I have to use the word trusted.
That's true.
Because
true. Most of them are crying here on the internet. Oh, we did this.
Exactly. That is one way. Because that does not need you every day. It is something that you can do. You can do your flats, you can do your Airbnbs, and you can get a real estate company to manage for you. Not to collect the money for you.
No. Manage.
Manage
is the keyword here.
Manage is the keyword. Because we've said you are in Europe.
Yes.
You don't know what is happening. And here, you're used to people telling you the exact thing. If somebody tells you it's white, it's white. In Africa, somebody can tell you it's white, but it's off-white.
Yeah, that's true.
They're both white.
They're both white, but it's something
But there
else.
is milk white, there is off-white.
That's it.
So it is important when you're doing that, you take your time on it. And it is always easy to invest in something that you understand.
Yeah.
If you invest in a business that you understand, it will be very easy for you. For example, if you're working in BMW, for example, then you can do something about that.
True that.
You go and research in Africa and see that perhaps we are lacking garages. So that's something that you understand. It's something that you do. So even when you have left people there, when they are telling you ABCD,
you know where is it going.
Where it's going.
True that.
But if you invest in something that you have no idea that the expert is the person that you have brought in, so now you are acting like an investor, not unless you have systems. You are setting up something huge, magnificent, whereby you can be able to employ professionals. You can have all the systems, IT systems, clocking systems for workers, because out of sight, out of mind.
That's true.
So that would be easy for you. But a business that requires your involvement, you can also partner with somebody that you can trust. I have to use the word trust. The person can run the business the other side. Your work maybe is to source things from this side and sending, and you can be able to track and to follow. Because with the technology today, you can have cameras in your business.
Yeah, that's it. You can check it from here, actually.
You can check it from here.
Yeah.
And you can have biometrics in your business to
Yeah,
see
to
whether
see
staff
whether-
clocked in and
At
all
the right
that.
time or went
the
home.
right time.
True that.
So it's a lot of investment and emotional investment.
Yeah.
And also to remember that you don't want to break your back all the years only to realize in your 60s, why did I have to do this? I forgot to
to
live.
live.
So do not forget to live as you do that.
Well explained. You have won a lot of accolades out here.
Yes.
I just want you to mention just a few of them. I have seen many of them, but for the listeners, just a few of them.
One of the most prestigious
Something
awards-
that is really at your heart, you say, oh, this one, thank you, God.
Yes, all of them I say thank you, God,
Okay.
however little, because we never despise humble beginnings.
True.
It is by the grace of God, although
Yeah.
Africans, we are accused of being notorious.
Notorious.
Religious. But we believe
Yes.
in the power of that being that we cannot see.
Yeah.
Because it is by His grace, by His mercies that we are where we are.
Yeah,
It
true.
takes favor.
True that.
Even sometimes. You can have all the qualifications of the papers, but without favor, you may not be able to go far.
True.
So I have an ambassadorial code of honor
Yeah.
that is with the UN as the National Peace Ambassador for Education. I have Education Advocacy Awards, 2 of them. 2019, I was Secretary General. I won that because of the lobbying of the TVET space in the country.
Yeah.
Recently, I won I was position 2. I was the first runner-up for Education Advocacy Award in East Africa.
Okay.
Then I have a leadership award. I have several.
Okay.
There is one I won in Dubai for the international education contribution,
Okay.
because of the German language and the many students that have been able to make their way to Germany.
Sure.
Because they keep on telling their story and their experiences, their good experiences. Then I have another leadership award. This is the one that I won in Bangkok early this year,
Okay.
beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It is for the reasons of my leadership as the chair of the association and my work as Secretary General. I served at some point as the vice chair of the Global Business Roundtable.
All right.
That is in 84 countries. So the leadership awards are several. So the rest of the awards, I might not even remember them.
I want even you've mentioned a lot of them, but thank you for that and congratulations to that.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
that's why I really women in business, women in leadership, they mentor me a lot.
Yes.
And sitting you with right now today here, it's actually an honor. Let me read something here that someone has sent. Women in leadership are looking at you right now. Speak to them or encourage them out.
As a woman leader, you have to work double, unfortunately. Whether you're black or you're white,
Yeah.
you have to do it double, because sometimes you'll show up for meetings and somebody just wants to brush your point off.
That's
just
true.
because you're a woman.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you, as a woman, when you voice out, you are presumed to be arrogant.
True.
Even before somebody listens to your point. So as a woman leader, emotional intelligence is supposed to be your best friend.
True.
Because a lot of people will provoke you. C-level is full of provocateurs.
A lot.
C-level is full of provocateurs because C-level is about interests, is about outshining each other. Every person who makes it to the top, majority of them are cholerics.
Yeah. True.
So as a woman leader, you need to have emotional intelligence. You don't take your tears to the boardroom.
No.
It is finish crying, what's your point?
that's a good one. Finish crying, what's your point?
Exactly.
Yes.
So you have to really improve your rational brain as a woman.
Yeah.
And because there is this book that we call Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady.
Most of them have read it, and for those who are asking, actually, you know what you're talking about here.
Yes. So you have to be very rational. You never get emotional in leadership. So your emotional brain, always leave it at home.
Okay.
You need it for your children. You need it for your husband. But in the boardroom, is rational.
It's rational.
You have to have your facts right.
Yes.
You have to have to know that you're a leader. You're not a female leader. This is one mistake that women make. Even when you're introducing yourself, you introduce yourself like you're a lesser leader.
Yeah.
Because you say, I am a female CEO, I am the first female CEO. It's not an achievement.
That's not.
You are there by qualification.
Of course.
Because you have your doctorate, you have your master's, you have your experience, you've worked for years, we can see the results. So you are a leader. It's only that it happens to be a lady.
That's it.
So, and also you need also to cultivate humility. Don't chase them.
That's true. That's
Just
true,
because you're a lady,
Yes.
do not pinch people along the way, and do not act with humility.
I love
Leadership
that.
with humility, it always works out.
Thank you. Let me read one more. Mercy asked Ekrah, what is she passionate about? What are you passionate about?
I'm passionate about young people.
Young people.
I'm passionate about young people. Yes.
Oh. What is your take on what's happening in Kenya through the demonstrations?
Leadership is about listening, because a lot of things can be avoided if people can listen to each other.
Yeah, true.
Because sometimes CEOs also sweep things under the carpet. I am in charge. In the 21st century, no,
Achieve.
this Gen Z,
Yes.
what maybe our leaders may have forgotten, they are the new constitution dispensation.
True.
The new constitution dispensation, they have been involved in high school. They sit in boards. I am a board member
Yes.
in a high school. The head girl is supposed to sit in the board. They have been
they have
involved
to-
in leadership.
Ah.
They have been involved in the university.
True.
They are union leaders in colleges. Then they get out here in the marketplace and
Where-
they realize they are not involved in governance. Where do you expect to take these children who are very resilient? You know, there is something that people do not know about Gen Z. They're very resilient
Resilient.
generation.
That's true.
They have gone through a lot.
Yeah.
The Gen Z have survived 2 pandemics that we have seen.
Yeah.
The
That's
AIDS
true.
pandemic,
Yeah, and-
majority of them were orphaned by that pandemic. So they became adults when they were very
They
young.
were very young.
Majority of them.
Yeah.
They have survived the separations of their parents. They are a generation that have been raised by separated
parents, yeah.
They are a generation that have been raised by diaspora parents, parents who are not present.
Yeah.
So these people, they were mentored by their grandmothers and grandfathers who were exposed. So these children are very exposed. They have survived the COVID-19. So these people have watched everything from the 90s since they were children. When the 90s, whatever was happening in the 90s, these
They
people
did
were
watch.
2 years old.
Yeah,
They were
that's
3
true.
years
3
old.
years old, yeah.
President Kibaki came, gave them free primary education.
True.
From there, they watched 2007.
Post-election violence.
Exactly.
Yes.
From there, they were promised laptops. They were there. They were growing up. From there, they have come out here. They have seen 4 presidents.
4 presidents in... That's true.
They have seen 4 presidents.
That's true.
So anybody who is in leadership, I am with young people
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
And these people, you cannot match their intelligence. There is no generation that can match the intelligence of our young people.
That's true.
Even our dads, who are perceived to be the baby boomers, who
Yeah.
are perceived to be very intelligent.
Yeah.
Because these people have grown up in the age of internet. They have grown up waiting for 2000 for the world to end.
And yeah.
And the world
It
didn't
end.
They were waiting for the millennium, the computers to crash.
But
They didn't crash.
That's true.
So they have seen the evolving of everything,
That's
from
true.
MS-DOS to Windows 98 to everything to what we have today. So even their arguments, if you listen to them, a Gen Z, please don't open your mouth if you don't have all the facts.
That's
Because I am a
true.
mentor.
That's true. That's
When
true.
you're talking to them, telling them about Germany,
That's true.
they are Google Live,
Yeah.
trying to check
is
what
this
you're
information
saying.
relating to whatever you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as a leader, you don't get offended when people question your authority.
Yeah.
Because people should be able to follow you without questioning.
Questions.
Because they believe in what you're saying.
True.
So in the 21st century, it's about listening, it's about involvement. And if you don't involve people, if you take too long to make decisions, good decisions, delayed,
yeah.
status quo remains.
That's
the biggest problem. It's a law of decision making. So in 21st century, you have to be very fast in making decisions.
Well put. Let's talk about your hobbies.
My hobbies are reading. I love reading books and golfing. Yes.
Any favorite Bible verse you have?
Yes, I have 2 favorite Bible verses that I've not been able to separate.
Okay.
One is Isaiah 60:15. I'll make you an eternal excellence, a joy for many generations.
Right.
That's one of my favorites. The other one is Jeremiah 29:11. Yes.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. What was the last gift you gave someone?
The last gift that I gave someone is flowers.
Flowers.
Yes.
I don't want to know who. But if you could compare yourself to be an animal, which animal do you think you're going to be?
Lioness.
Lioness.
Yes.
Describe the color red without using any color name.
Bold.
Bold. How do you think people will communicate in this perfect world now that you have talked about Gen Z?
People communicate with their silence.
Silence.
Yes.
If you could eliminate one state in this world, which state will it be?
If I was to eliminate any state in the world, wow, I have none to eliminate.
None to eliminate.
Yes.
All right. What is the funniest thing that has just happened to you recently?
The funniest
thing that has just happened to you recently.
The funniest thing that has happened to me recently is in Munich. I asked 3 people for the way.
For the way.
And these people-
Germans or Africans?
Germans. And these people are natives. Born in Munich. Because that is what they had told me. And they have no slightest idea
Okay.
what you're talking about. And they listen for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, they ask the other one, aha, die Frau hier guckt. For 5 minutes, they discuss. Then they come back, all of them, to come and tell me, wir wissen nicht, leider, good luck. I'm like, what good luck?
I love that. But you are talking to them in Germany. Let me assure.
Exactly.
All right.
So I was like, you are born here, you know in Africa, we know every corner.
Yes.
After two months of living somewhere.
That's true, yeah.
That was quite funny for me. Because you're listening and then you say, oh, good luck.
Good luck. So to another one, very quick. Now that you talked about business and those who want to get into business, if I gave you right now 50,000 euros, which business could you start?
50,000 euros? 50,000 euros, that's about 5 million in Kenya.
Converted already.
You missed my second name.
Okay. I didn't. I know it. That's why. I know why the conversion comes from.
I would definitely go to real estate.
Real estate?
Yes.
I like that.
Passive income. You definitely, if you want to start something, it has to be passive income.
Ah.
Yes.
Which part of the human face is your favorite?
Which part of?
The human face is your favorite.
Human?
Face. The human face.
Oh, the human face.
Yes.
The eyes.
The eyes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for that. There's something that you will never leave home when you just get out of your house.
Yes. I never leave my phone.
Phone. That brings me to the next question. What do you do early in the morning after you wake up? The first thing that you do? The
first thing that, of course, I do is to pray. Then after that, I do my posts, my inspirational posts. I post almost every day, inspiration. Then after that, I...
Post on social media?
Yes. Then after that, I prepare myself for work.
All right. Now, for those who want to follow you on social media, this is the time to tell them where to follow you, so that because there is a lot of things we're going to learn from Dr. Ekrah here. So following her is one of the things, so that we get more information each and every day. So just tell them your social media platforms, so that we can follow you.
Yes. Dr. Ekrah Ndungu on all social media. Yes. Ekrah is Ekrah. Ndungu, Dr. Ekrah Ndungu, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
I love that. Love that. So you know where to follow her. If you have any question that you have not been able to ask today, you know where to write her to follow her. When are you going back to Kenya so that we send you with chocolates and gifts?
Yeah, please get me some chocolates for my daughter.
Okay.
I know she'll be excited. I'll be happy.
To that, yes.
So I go to Kenya in the next 2 days.
In the next 2 days.
Unfortunately.
We are lucky, your home of African music, and thank you for honoring
and I
our
know I
invite
need
today.
to apologize to a lot of my alumni.
Okay.
A lot of them want to meet me, but perhaps by God's grace I'll be back sometime.
She's
so
here. You're gonna watch actually her later on. If you have missed this episode today, you're gonna watch her on our YouTube channel. You're gonna watch her on all our social media platforms. But she will be back as she has promised. And when you go back to Kenya, we send you our greetings back to Kenya, and welcome again to our home of African music. Actually, if you're in Nairobi, visit us. We are in 𝗔𝗗𝗩𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗦.
Oh, fantastic.
So
I'll be going to do an interview there.
Go to 𝗔𝗗𝗩𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗦, our sister station. Yeah, part 2. It will happen in Nairobi now, in the capital of Africa, as we have had it. So visit us in 𝗔𝗗𝗩𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗦. If you are around Nairobi, you're gonna talk to your home of African music. We are already there. That's our
playing
sister
fantastic
station.
music.
Thank you
I've
so much.
enjoyed myself.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And thank you so much for coming to Home of African Music. I don't want to thank you enough for this. The information was very informative. When I was trying to check on Dr. Ekrah here, I felt motivated. For the first time, we are having someone who's going to talk to diasporans, who's going to talk to Kenyans directly. And from whatever right now that we are experiencing, the economy, where it is going, we really need sharp minds. We really need to change our narrative. And we need a lot of things. And thank God you're here. Thank God you have taken to people. And we really wish to talk more. If not time, we want to talk here until tomorrow. But you're welcome again to your Home of African Music. We hope we're going to get more from your side. Not only today, but each and every time that we are following out there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.